So, hi YouTube, my name is Chris and this is your timeless reading for whenever you find it. It's already on the table and I want to share it with you. I'm doing the Celtic cross here. It's not time specific, it's not science specific. So whenever you find it, you're tuning in this energy, there's something in it for you. So let's just dive right in. The center of the Celtic cross is the Chariot. So the Chariot basically is all green lights from the universe, right? The universe is on your side. You have an opportunity to steer your life in a different direction or in whatever direction you want to, right? The universe is supporting this. All systems go, right? The clarifier card for the Chariot was actually the Knight of Swords. So that means to take action, right? Not to hesitate anymore, just to take action. The universe is supporting that, and the crossing energy is the Emperor with the Star card. So you're showing up very powerful, very the Emperor is basically all four kings rolled into one, basically. And the Emperor is kind of this grumpy old man energy, right? On the hilltop, on the mountaintop, so to speak. But he doesn't look so super happy, right? So maybe the Emperor was articulating a wish to the universe. And obviously, when you find the crossing energy, the main energy with the Chariot and the Knight of Swords, this wish is granted, So what is this wish? What did you ask for? What do you truly want and need? Seems like you're showing up very powerful here, but not very happy necessarily, right? So what is the wish granted from the universe? The foundation is judgment, clarifying, the Page of Cups. So there's an offer from the universe, Cups energy, something that the Emperor might use, because the Emperor is a little grumpy old man energy, right? So not very happy, And the universe is offering you a new spiritual journey, a new pathway, something that you might have missed during the last few years, probably, while you were busy becoming that emperor, right? And it goes further, because in your past energy, you have the Ace of Cups. The Ace of Cups is self-love, is also joy and happiness, contentment, being right here in the moment and just overflowing with joy and blessings and happiness, dwelling on the moment and just be happy. This is a card of happiness, of universal blessings, universal love, loving yourself, being very aware of who you are, right? And how you feel, internally. That's an emotional card clarified by the Six of Wands. So success, the victory march. Bottom of the deck, interestingly enough, is the Queen of Cups. So the Queen of Cups is exploring her inner feelings. She's exploring what brings her joy, which is not necessarily clear, actually. True joy, true happiness, true contentment. Maybe you were busy building something up. Emperor energy, climbing that mountain, right to the top. And you kind of did that. But when you arrived there, you realized, oh, well, I'm sitting on this throne on the mountaintop. Something is missing, right? And what is missing? You have to look inside, right? You have to look inside to know what is missing. And while you look inside, you're kind of a little passive, right? Bottom of the clarifier deck, That's the bottom of the main deck, and that's the bottom of the clarifier deck, the Hanged Man. So if you look inside, you're not doing much in the outside, right? But you needed that time to find that Ace of Cups, that joy, that happiness within you. What brings you joy? What brings you happiness? And you're realizing maybe now that there's something that is totally not in alignment with this Emperor energy. But you wish it, you need it, right? And there's the universe offering this. And you're waking up to this offer that you already have. You have a possibility here. And the universe says, all systems go. Just go for it. The crown of your reading is justice. So you deserve this. You want this and you deserve this. And to get there, you might have to wrap something up, right? You have to finish something. Outside position, there's the Eight of Pentacles, clarified by the Four of Cups. So you might realize that what you built for yourself is kind of joyless. Could that be? Because there's the Four of Cups, clarifying the Eight of Pentacles. Not very much joy in what it is that you're doing or how you relate to the outside world. Finish that and start a new chapter by taking this cup. You already got this cup inside you. You already know what brings you joy and happiness, right? But why not take that cup and make it the main thing if it brings you joy and happiness, right? And if you take that inner cup, that inner Ace of Cups here, which you explored internally, right? Queen of Cups energy. You know what brings you joy and happiness. That was kind of the last chapter, to realize what brings you joy and happiness. Now you know, now you found this internal thing that brings you joy and happiness. Well, there's a new consciousness, Ace of Swords, clarifying the King of Cups. You're showing up as that. And it's time to act upon that, right? So you want more of something that brings you joy and happiness, and you want to make that an essential part of your life. Not just career, not just what looks good on paper, right? Not just emperor spirit, right? Checking boxes, what is the best career that brings the best prestige and money and stuff like that. No, the question here is, the question is actually already answered with the Ace of Cups in your recent past, or in the past in general. Bottom of the deck, that was the inner internal exploration. You already know what brings you joy and happiness, right? Now you have to act accordingly. And with the Ten of Wands, clarified by the Four of Pentacles. Four of Pentacles is this holding on very tightly, you know, keeping your distance to the profane world, to the city, so to speak. You're outside the city. You're holding on to what you build. You know, very stubborn emperor energy, right? But you're finishing this. You're finishing it, and there's work to do to finish it. But there's no joy, you know? Is there joy in what you do? Is there joy in your work? That's the question here. You want joy and you know what brings you joy. So make that joy an essential part of your life. And you're basically stepping down. You're stepping down from the Emperor to the King of Cups. So instead of being all four kings rolled into one, so to speak, you're taking a step back and you're concentrating on joy and happiness. Wrapping something up, wrapping this old, holding on to whatever, you know, whatever you build. Four of Pentacles is also this energy reminding you that you're not complete, right? This is the chakra system. 4 pentacles, 4 chakras are already there. But what is missing is pretty much the third eye, how you relate to other people. The throat chakra is not there, how you communicate to other people. Solar plexus is not there. How it's kind of your security of feeling safe or feeling just wholesome in the moment, right? So there's something missing. The universe is offering you that cup, a different pathway, a different journey, right? And you're waking up to that. And you kind of, the emperor was wishing for that. You made a wish. There's a wish granted from the universe to the emperor. And now you have to act upon that. You explored what is important and joyful for you internally. And there's justice in this, in actually making that a reality. Now, take a step back and don't look so much about what looks good on paper and what is the best career and how do you check boxes and how much money are you going to earn. How much joy and happiness are you going to have in your life if you just follow that Ace of Cups that you have inside, right? And 8 of Pentacles with the 4 of, there's some work to do. Probably still in this Emperor mode and you're not enjoying it. That's the 4 of Cups, right? It's not joyful. It's not representing your inner Ace of Cups, right? What can you do that brings you really joy and happiness, that is overflowing and is not draining you, but actually supporting you? There's an overflowing cup within you. And, if you do what you were what you are destined to do, you can do that all day long and it brings you joy and happiness and you never feel depleted or grumpy like the 4 of Cups guy. If your work brings you joy, you're not going to work again ever, right? Because your joy is your work. Right now, I don't see that. Right now, I see the 4 of Cups guy clarifying the 8 of Pentacles. Your work relating to the outside world there's no joy in it, right? And again, you're wrapping this up, right? And you're coming back to joy. The Emperor comes back to joy. And in doing so, there's this potential here of, I feel like you have given too much in one regard and received too little in the other, but you have also given too little in Cups energy, right? You have given yourself not enough joy and happiness, right? So temperance. Temperance clarified by the Emperor again. Cups energy, You can take a step down and still be the King of Cups. But the King of Cups is acting and working and doing what he loves to do. Bottom of the deck again, the Queen of Cups. Past energy, you already explored this inner Cups energy, Ace of Cups. Now it's time to act upon it. The big question here, what do you love to do? What brings you joy and happiness while you're doing it? Implement that in your life. That could mean to quit a job that maybe looks good on paper, but is not really joyful, because you got different talents. There's a inner calling, can we call it that? The Ace of Cups. And if you concentrate on that, you already know what it is. But now you have to bring it into your everyday life. That's the Spirit. And that's the Spirit Animal Oracle deck. Beautiful deck. And I put 2 cards. That's the Crow Spirit, co-create with Spirit. And I'm going to read this to you. Number 17. co-create with spirit. As you look around, you can sense the magic that pulses through the world. Have you witnessed how every thought can become a thing, how every intention can call the universe into action as the sacred laws shape what you experience? The universe works in perfect order. When you align your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs with spirit, you will want to crow. You will want to crow with delight, feeling the excitement and wonder of being in harmony with something much larger than yourself. Crow Spirit says you are right on target now to see your dreams magically come into being in the visible world. The laws of abundance, compensation, frequency, and praise are cooperating or operating in your favor now. Remember to be grateful and praise what is yours, even if it's still coalescing into form, still residing in the invisible realms of co-creation, no matter what area of your life you are concerned with now. What you hope for is now on its way, for Spirit is your co-creation partner. Spirit is your co-creation partner. The universe is handing you this cup. From your old emperor perspective, that's kind of a little unexpected, you know? There's this fish lurking out of this cup, but you're waking up to this because this cup is joy and happiness, is the Ace of Cups. And you took such a long time to explore that cup, to explore that inner cup and answer the question what it is that brings you joy. Don't reject that, right? And the hint is third eye chakra, throat chakra, solar plexus, security, communication, and how you relate to other people. There must be joy in this, right? Hummingbird Spirit, be here now. And I'm going to read this too, number 34. Be here now. Oracle message. The hummingbird wings beat so swiftly it can hover in seemingly stillness as it drinks deeply from a flower. Hummingbird Spirit comes to remind you that the beauty and sweetness of life is in the eternal now, the timeless present. Here and now you are becoming the person you wish to have, the experience you wish to have. Focus your energy on the flower before you, for what you desire is being provided. Yes, there are blossoms everywhere. The choices can be dazzling. Hummingbird Spirit message is that you have no need to go about in search of something better, for all that you require is and desire is before you. You will know that this as you become still, feeling your connection to Spirit who loves you unconditionally and will always provide for you. Everything is provided for you. You made the inner journey, right? You made the inner exploration. You know what to do. You want to go for joy and happiness. Do it. Wrap up the old. It looks like a new job. It looks like a new career. It looks like a new understanding of yourself, you know? Redefining success, I would say, right? What is important for you? Not to be the emperor, right? But to be happy. And then you're turning into the King of Cups. And here's Archangel Michael. Blue Angel Oracle deck. I'm always with you, and in this moment I embrace you with my protective blue light. I loved you before the dawn of time and will continue to love you forevermore. My love is eternal, it never changes, for we are timeless souls. Together we have journeyed through the ages. We have been the light of the sun and the grass of the fields. Millions of Earth years have passed, and yet here we are. The same light still glows in your hearts, and the same grass carpets the field with green. You have lived countless lives, and I'm always with you, for I'm the sky above you and the endless love inside you. Eternal love and protection. eternal love and protection, and the universe providing you the Chariot in the center. You have to take action. You yourself have to take action. You're wrapping something up. And what you're wrapping up is that holding on to the old emperor version of yourself. And taking that cup and waking up to joy and happiness again. Take that cup that you took so long, and I feel like is a longer period when we look at the past, because the Ace of Cups is kind of a huge card, right? And a very essential card of the tarot deck, right? Self-love, ultimately, self-compassion. And how do you translate self-love and self-compassion into your life? You must do something that brings you joy and happiness. And finally, accept that as an essential part of your life, not just something that you do in your free time when the emperor is basically has done his job and then you can do Ace of Cups stuff. No, the Ace of Cups must be a center part of your life. Only then you turn into a fulfilled, wonderful, overflowing Ace of Cups spirit. And you deserve to be that, and you need to be that, and you want to be that. So wrap up the old energies, wrap up this old emperor identity. It might have taken you quite a long time to build this emperor identity, you know, but Justice is the crown of your reading and Temperance is the crown of your reading, so you deserve better. You deserve happiness and joy in your life and not just checking boxes and paying bills, you know. That's all I got, and I hope it resonates with you. If it does, share, like, subscribe, leave a comment. Thank you very much for that. See you next time. Namo Buddhaya.